My career as an artist started only later on because when I finished school, I first studied clinical chemistry and biochemistry. And I worked in the field of research of this. And that means that you have to play, you have to be creative because with the research, the results are not always what you want to. So you need to be creative. Next to that, I've done my whole life, started with my mother teaching me doing embroidery, stitching, knitting, whatever. And well, at a certain moment, we moved to another country for my husband's work. That was to France. I did some courses on peinture sous soie, what's typical for there. And we went back. We spent some time in the US. We went back, and I spent 4 years. We had the chance to live in India. And in India, I did, but then I didn't work anymore because that's not doable to do the work and the kids and everything. And there I worked as a volunteer with slum children, the blue tented, who really have nothing. And we had a building with only walls and a floor, that's it. And I did arts and crafts with them 2 times a week, with very limited materials, but still to get them into art and learn them also for black and white and using a scissor, etc. I did that for 4 years. I think that were the most 4 wonderful years of my life. But then at a certain moment, as being expat, you have to go back. And I was really homesick for India. And I was looking, what can I do? And then I found a study in Amsterdam on textile art and art quilting. It was, to get to know with the whole. And I was there. I thought, it's 2 days, let's try. I started, and after an hour, I said, this is exactly what I want to do. Now, my whole life with textiles and embroidery comes together with my biochemistry, with research, with rusting, with dyeing, with experimenting. So then I decided to do a study in textile art, and that was in 2012 I started. It was a 2-year study with a lot of techniques, a lot of backgrounds, a lot of history. Quite some famous textile artists came to teach. And then we moved, I finished it, moved to Abu Dhabi, where I'm still living since 2014. Did some master classes and sent in a piece to Dubai to an international quilt show. Won a prize. Then the Quilting Guild in Abu Dhabi said, oh, can you be our workshop coordinator? I said, okay. And after some time they said, can you do a presidentship for us and guide us? So I did that. And that was getting already full time. Mm-hmm. I did some other things next to it. And like that, I came into a big museum we have called the Manarat Al Sadiat, with a very big art studio. I organized for a company a family day there. And that was all art. The one who was in charge from the art studio said, do you do something with art? I said, a little bit. And he said, well, can you show me something? I showed him. He said, well, can you come tomorrow or the day after with work and show us? And well, yeah, of course. And I did. And on the spot, they asked me to become an artist in residence. And that's only for 3 months, but I was it for 3 years. Now, to make a long story short, I'm still there, but now as an art teacher and workshop developer. And so that's my artist story. In my environment, and especially if you live in other countries, but it's also with your memories. Because at that, I was homesick for India. And during the studies, I had to make a choice for a theme. So I said India. And then when I knew I go to Abu Dhabi, I turned into Around the World. So then you can express all what you see, what your memories, your emotions, you can all put into art, at least for me. A perfect way to look around. I think that's the most important I've learned. Look around and you get all kind of impressions and keep those impressions. And during the time of making your work and everything, it gets into your blood. So I don't have corona, but the textile art virus in my blood. Well, I'm a spoiled brat. I had 3 workplaces. Where I'm now, we have a small place here in the Netherlands, and I have my own room where I'm sitting now. And I have there anyway sewing machines and quite some materials. Where we live in Abu Dhabi, I have my own studio where I have my machines and all my stuff. And at the art studio where I work, there I have also my own space where I have all my stuff and can work. So yeah, spoiled to have 3 places to be. Well, a planning process that depends on what it is, if it's my own work or that it's the work for my workshops that I teach. For the workshops I teach, I try to teach them every time a new technique or a combination of an old one and a new one. And then it's really in my mind that it's circling around and I think, oh, I can do this. And looking at the participants who are coming, and some are coming already for 3 years to my workshops. And so then I look a little bit, what is their interest? What do they like to do? When it's for myself, it's most of all, yeah, what's near to my heart at that moment, or that there is a competition or exhibition coming up that I think it's nice to have to work for that. In the art studio, and that, as I said, it's really a very big one. And there is a whole reception area and a ramp to the art studios. And there is work of my person hanging around, but then it must be, for my feeling, related to the world or to the Arabic art, the calligraphy and the lanterns and whatever. So it's very diverse what my inspiration is and what I work on.
What is your biggest challenge when you create a new piece, and how do you overcome it?
My biggest challenge is that during that I'm working, my ideas are changing, or that you have an idea, but it's not really working out, and to find in that context a solution. What I do is that I leave it at that moment. I'm going to do something else, or I sleep overnight over it, and then in the morning, very often under the shower, then that is what I'm going to do. Or I put pictures of what I'm making on my screen of the computer, and I look at it, and then I think, no, and come back. So it's a mental process. I'm not the one who's working with sketchbooks. My sketchbook is in my head. Well, I thought in the Sakwa there was the question if you want to make something for Aviary. Myself, I work a lot in black and white because I think that expresses very well, yeah, certain emotions, and not, yeah, that's what I like to work on. The Screaming Bird it's based on a print of a Dutch artist, Jan Mankes. And in the year that the question was there if we wanted to make something. It was 100 years ago that he was born. And there was an exhibition, and I saw articles over it, and then I saw that he was working in the beginning, certainly a lot with black and white, so that attracted me. He worked with birds, and I love birds. And it's also the way he expresses it that attracted me, and I was my inspiration to do this. He did it in a woodcut and then printing. I did it with batik and stitching and etc.
What does being part of Aviary as an exhibition mean to you?
Exciting. Well, I think it's great already that there is a special exhibition about fiber and birds, so that it's so concentrated on it, and that it's traveling is exciting too, because now you can show much more people what fiber artists are making and inspire them, and have a look how different it is.
Mhm.
And when you see the book of Marta, you see the 3D, you see creations, you see everything. And I think that's very inspiring. And I hope a lot of people are getting inspired by it. And for me, of course, having a quilt traveling through the US, I was willing I could be with the quilt. Well, I want to express that with simple lines and two colors, you can express a lot. And that is directly connected to my own work. That's most very often in black and white. That I hope that a lot of people realize that what I see in art studio for us, they come for painting, for oil, for watercolor, they come for clay. And textile is a little bit a forgotten corner of the art scene. And I hope more people get into that. And that's also what I try to do with my workshops, to make people enthusiastic. It's not to show what I can, but to make them enthusiastic, to get the same virus as I have. Uh, don't expect that you can immediately make the same work as what is in the museum. Start simple, and everybody is creative, everybody in his own way. A child is creative, an adult is creative, everybody is creative, and one will be different than the other. One will love Rembrandt, the other will love Picasso. It's all very different. So start easy and try, forget rules and limits and go for it. And maybe it turns out that you think, not bad. I didn't know I can do it. I want to do more. Maybe it's not beautiful at all. And then there is always a dustbin that's waiting. But try it. It's really fun doing it. And when you're busy with it, you forget the whole world around you.